Sophie and Mike became snail farmers by accident when Sophie ordered some edible snails online.
By the time they arrived to us, they're all crawling around, and I couldn't bring myself to eat them. So we kind of kept them as pets. Then the obvious thing happened. 21 days later, bingo, we had some more snails than you can ever imagine.
So they started a business selling escargot to restaurants around the UK. They had to learn fast about these amazing creatures.
The eyes are on the stalk, and the two tentacles that go out the front are solely feelers.
But that's not the strangest thing about snails. They fire darts from their heads to arouse their partners.
You can never stop learning. There is always something a snail will do that's a bit bizarre, and you think, wow.
Snails are hermaphrodites with both male and female reproductive organs. After mating, for up to 12 hours, both partners lay eggs. And being snails, they do that in a rather weird way too.
So he puts his head into the cup, and at the last minute he twists his body a little, turns his head on one side, and they lay their eggs out of their head. And then we're left with the caviar. You'll see some of them will lay 20 to 30 eggs, and some of them will lay 100 or more.
Before they can be sold, the eggs must be washed and painstakingly sorted.
It takes a long time, which is obviously why we have to command the price, because the amount of labour that goes into this.
Sophie's the only snail caviar producer in the UK, so if she can crack the luxury food market, there's big money to be made.
You got 12 grams for €29, so €2,400 per kilo. It's a lot of money.
In Aylesbury, Sophie and Mike have gone from keeping a few snails as pets to becoming farmers.
Trying to distribute flour onto the damp leaves, and this evening the snails will come up, pretty much eat the lot.
They now have a field full of snails being fattened up to sell to restaurants as escargot.
They're ravenous at this age. The first ones we put in 2 weeks ago are huge already.
Growing the business has been a challenge as Sophie suffers from multiple sclerosis.
It affects my legs, it affects my hands, and it affects my mobility. For me, because I'm not as mobile, it's sometimes so frustrating because I have to rely on someone to do something for me. Can you move this? Can you lift this? Sometimes it is so totally frustrating.
She's amazing. She is totally amazing. I couldn't have done it on my own. I couldn't do what she does.
Sophie's determined to expand the business by pushing their snail caviar into the luxury food market. They've already attracted the attention of Michelin-starred chef Aidan Byrne.
I first discovered the caviar up in the Dorchester. It was horrible. But then we started buying snails from Aylesbury Snails. She said that we've got this snail caviar, and so she sent it in, and I tasted it, and it wasn't anything like what I remembered it to be. The flavour's a little bit more refined. It's not as soily.
It's just always there to bounce ideas with. If I've got an idea that I want to do something, I can just pick up the phone, and it's great.
At £1,400 a kilo, Aidan uses the caviar sparingly. It's the final garnish for his signature snail and razor clam starter.
Caviar, please. It's a bloody expensive ingredient. We quite literally put about 8 or 10 pearls on each plate. With it on the plate, I have to sell the plate for £5 more. There we go.
Amazing.
It's your snails.
But Aidan points out a major problem with Mike and Sophie's business plan. It needs a reliable supply.
We get it very sporadically. We'll phone up and say, well, we've got no caviar, can we get some? Oh, it'll be another 3 weeks before we can have some. And then it'll just turn up out the blue.
The supply is unreliable because the fresh eggs only last a week. But after a month experimenting in the kitchen, Sophie thinks she's found a way to preserve them without altering the taste.
This could have a massive impact on our business. It's love dust. Simple as that. We're producing something that's got a lot of love, so it's got love dust.
The secret love dust is sent off to the lab for testing. Sophie must wait 3 months to find out if it could transform her business. In Aylesbury, this year's snails have been harvested and are ready to be cleaned, cooked and sent out to restaurants.
They hibernate, so they'll go off to sleep until we're ready to use them. In our first year, we probably grew 200, 300 kilos, and we thought it was a lot of snails. Now, yeah, we're over 4 ton of snails and things are quite different.
The result of Sophie's snail caviar recipe have come back from the lab, and they're not what she was hoping for.
You receive a report back and it will show you the different areas that it's fallen down in. And obviously on prediction, we can just look and see that it wasn't going to make a 3 months test. It's quite easy to find something to preserve the caviar. That's not a problem at all. We could preserve it and give it a 3 month shelf life, no problem whatsoever. But if it's altering the flavour of the caviar, then it's no good. We've just got to keep putting tests in and tests in until we get the right one.
Undeterred, Sophie has decided to launch another snail product.
Wow. There's always something else you can do with snails. So the next little episode is the crisps. We're just waiting now for the green light for the packets to be run, and they'll be out in some of the stores before Christmas.
What do they taste of?
Snaily.
Escargot crisps. This is just another one of those weird and wacky ideas she's come up with, but it's really going to work, isn't it?
In London, there are probably a handful of truffle dealers. It's very competitive, very cutthroat, and it needs to be because it's a season that lasts 3 months, you know, October to December, and it's over. So you drop the ball, you lose a client.
Just like in Tom Harrow's wine business, when things are this competitive, it's all about who you know. And in this, Mira trumps them all.
The context I have for truffles is unique. My father-in-law is from Umbria and Tuscany. Truffles being very prominent in the region meant that he had the contacts to buy truffles. So from day one of meeting my husband, whenever we went to Umbria, there was always truffles on the menu for lunch and for dinner.
Mira's married into an old Italian truffling family, and every November she pays the in-laws a timely visit.
My travelling back and forth to Italy is really about me doing the quality control, and I'm hand selecting these truffles. That is really important to my client because they know that I'm taking that extra special care for their meal. The key is buying well, and you know, you've got to be able to take what you want and get it at the right price, and you have to be quite ruthless about it.
Truffle hunting in Umbria is an age-old tradition, and Mira's contact, Alvaro Giordino, is one of the region's most respected hunters.
Dove sta chicca? Il bianco si trova solo i posti umidi, coi bioppi, terra bianca, vicino ai margini dei fiumi. Speciale per mangiare, sì. È ottimo. È l'oro bianco della cucina italiana.
Mira's relationship with Umbria serves an important function for her clients. It helps build up the story of her exclusive brand.
Because I'm married to the Italian network, I have access to people who get them straight from the ground. You know, you're as close to the source as you can, you know, short of flying over to Italy and digging it out. If you have a great story and a great product, you know, it's the winning combination. One down, 2 more to go. I think my story is quite a good one.
Over the next 48 hours, Mira visits 3 different dealers
Mamma mia.
and smells more than 100 kilos of truffles,
This is such a stonking year.
searching for Italy's finest product.
Well, I have certain clients in mind that I need to buy for. So I'm looking in terms of what I know that they would like to look at, to see, to feel, to touch, to smell. So I mean, it's all on your senses. 400 grams. There's definitely prestige in the big ones. I mean, you take it out, people go, wow, because you can tell that someone spent a shit load of money.
But what she's ultimately looking for is something a little more subtle.
The red in the white truffle is like a hallmark. So when you see the red, you see that it's actually grown near the roots of the trees. And some people, when they look for a truffle, they really know their stuff, will never be put off by the red, will actually only buy a truffle which has got a bit of red staining. That's what I'm getting. 3 kilos.
So how quickly could you sell these in London?
Well, I would say anywhere between a day to 2 days is probably likely that I will sell these. In this current market, in this climate, with these prices.
But the price is one thing Mira never discusses in public.
You need to slowly, carefully pack and slowly and carefully talk price. I do have a figure in mind. Now, if I tell you, then I'll tell everybody, so. I've got to go this way. So you're going to stay here, and I'll be back.
Where are you going?
To the office, to organise payment.
Mira will leave Italy with 7 kilos of truffles. By the time she's added her commission and the prestige of her hand-delivered service, these fungi will have tripled in value, and her haul could be worth over £15,000.
Perry, I'm at Oxford Circus. I'll be with you hopefully in about 2 seconds.
In central London, Mira is back with her haul of Italian truffles.
Got up at the crack of dawn, abandoned my children to go and do some deliveries. Who would get so exciting about delivering? Moi! Moi, 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 moi. Right, hasta luego. I mean, how glamorous is this? Like, 0. Hi, I'm here to see Jean-Philippe.
Over the next 3 hours, she will sell over £5,000 worth of truffles to restaurants, dining clubs and private clients. This has been quite a season for Mira.
I'd say this was my record year. I hit sales of about 70 kilos of truffles. This year, you know, a lot of people could afford it.
But all the demands and hobnobbing are taking their toll.
Oh, hat.
And Mira is tiring of the truffle game.
I have seen a different world where there's this obsession with food that I can't bear anymore. On some level, I think the balance is completely a bit askewed. There's this snobbery about truffles and yeah, I'm a bit tired of it, to be honest. Oh, for God's sake, where the am I? When I say to people I'm a truffle dealer, they go, wow, how glamorous. It's like, well, actually, is it glamorous being a delivery girl? Maybe some people say, no, you're more than a delivery girl, you know, you're the expert in truffles. I'm like, yes, but is it that big a deal? And I guess, to me, it's not that big a deal, you know, it's a mushroom. It's a fungus.
Marissa's salmon smoker is Ola Hansen. He works out of a tiny basement in North London. And perhaps more than any smoker in Britain, he sells a fantastic story.
When I was 5 years old, I had this sort of amazing smoked salmon on my grandfather's homemade bread and eating this when the midnight sun is coming up on the Arctic tundra. It's just a memory that I never forget. And I guess that's what I'm doing here. It's a recreation of this taste that I lost in my childhood.
Every stage of Ula's process comes with a tale, from the salting through to the smoking room itself.
This is my grandfather's smoking chamber, and one of the ideas that my grandfather had is that the salmon should move in the wind. And he believed that if the salmon moves in the wind, there will be some migration of taste. So what he means, I think, is that there is energy put into the salmon. It's not just dead. It's still alive, and we're utilizing the energy of the wind to stimulate the proteins and the enzymes. And I find it very poetic. What is art? Is it painting a painting, or is it the art of biking? Is it the art of learning how to fix a motorcycle? The art of smoking salmon, is very much just a perpetual study, week after week.
Ula has even separated a man's cut of salmon from a woman's.
So the men tend to be more rough and strong and liking the salty and the strong flavors, while women are more, well, what can I say, super sensitive and they love delicacy and women are great. But at least we have a way of describing not just a pack of salmon, but more.
We definitely live in a world where the myths and the stories and the old wives' tales are a key part of the appeal factor. It is, it's all part of the chit-chat, dinner banter.
But me, themselves, and do the good, and do the good with his own hand. But me, so much, yeah, and here goes.
When you're rich, having the very best food isn't just about the taste. It's about showing off and impressing your friends. One lady hoping to wow her friends is Jory White. An important milestone is approaching, and she wants to celebrate with a party. It's her 17th wedding anniversary.
I want something that's going to blow everybody's mind with food and drink, and something that's theatrical and extraordinary. If you really want to impress someone and make them remember the experience for months and years to come, you really need to take that step further and give them something that is super sensory and super experiential, and that's what I'm hoping to get.
Jory has chosen bubble food to cater at her anniversary party. Pioneers of molecular gastronomy, they're famous in celebrity and millionaire circles for their innovative use of technology, attention to detail, and creative presentation.
People now want food to be entertainment, they want it to be a spectacle, and they're quite willing to pay a lot of money for it.
People don't expect just to eat good food now, they want a whole experience, they want to be immersed in a whole evening and a whole different world.
Boss Michael must pitch Bubble's very best ideas to Jory. To wow her, they're going to have to pull out all the stops.
Can I have a glass of wine, please? Calm me down a bit.
The dinner party will cost more than £10,000. It's a laborious process of pitches and tastings to perfect the menu.
Because it's her 17th wedding anniversary, I think it would be quite nice to propose 17 sensory moments throughout the evening. To tie in with the number, really. To give it a little bit more of a bespoke touch. Let's do this. Hey!
Jory's husband, photographer Adrian, is joining her for the pitch.
to meet you. Good, thanks. Nice to meet you.
Michael knows how to do it. His team know how to do it. And the chefs are all so fantastic.
I think the type of people we've got coming obviously have been to lots of different events before, so are not easily impressed.
But impress they must. So Bubble will tailor the evening specifically to jury's whims and wishes.
I'm having a coconut fit right now because coconut is where it's at.
Yeah.
And so I really want to do something with coconut.
I mean, we can incorporate anything into the menu.
Okay.
I mean, that's not a problem.
As well as coconut, Jury loves truffles, so the team has devised a truffle hunting experience. Guests will hunt through a box of leaves to find truffle-flavoured canapés.
So it's in the wooden box filled with kind of leaves and bark, like a ham and truffle croquette.
So truffles, I'm up for it. Adrian's exhibition is all about, it's coming together big time, and it's all about trees and forests. Maybe we go down that road a bit.
Yeah.
That really excites me. Cool.
But when you take the canapé, you have to put these headphones on, which are snorting pigs.
I'm not going to be 100% sure that I'm going to choose to do that, but I really would. I don't mind trying it at all.
You'll try it at the tasting,
Okay.
and you'll love it. You're going to love it because it's such a talking point.
There'll be 8 courses at the dinner party, and each one must be approved by Jury and Adrian. The truffle dish won't be signed off until they try it next week at the tasting.
So you're going to have to live up to the game, baby. Do you know what I mean? You need to up the ante and do a super effective job. So every morsel needs to be super tasty.
It will. Don't you worry.
Okay,
Don't you
cool.
worry. It'll be amazing.
The last party that Michael did for us was probably 3 or 4 years ago, and people still talk about that party because it was so amazing.
Yeah. A lot of our clients use us to show off. I mean, that's why they come to us.
In London, luxury caterers Bubble have been hard at work creating bespoke dishes for Jury and Adrian's anniversary party. Today, they must finalise the menu.
It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to give all of our friends such a complete taste sensation and kind of visual, sensory, kind of overawing kind of, whoa, what's going on? They're all going to have so much fun. And I know for a fact that they'll talk about it for ages to come.
So this is a little tapioca crisp with hamachi, kingfish.
Yum. Lovely presentation with the flowers.
Every dish must be tasted, critiqued and signed off by Jury before it can be served at the party next week.
Our next canapé is a little bit of diced native lobster, topped with black radish and gold leaf.
Very nice. Very nice.
Bubble are presenting some of the world's most costly ingredients, served not just as food, but as theatre.
House smoked sea trout with mustard mayonnaise.
So that's a good one.
This is the one I was talking to you about.
Time for the showstopper. A box filled with leaves, hiding tiny truffle-flavoured canapés.
So that'll be the sound aspect.
Guests must root through the box like pigs hunting truffles in a forest.
What is going on there? That's kind of cool. I like that.
To help get into character, headphones play the sounds of oinking pigs.
I feel like taste that.
Fair enough.
Actually, you need to put that on there when you do it. It's really good. That's delicious. Where's another one?
I'm sure I recognise one of these pigs. No, very, very nice.
So I think, Jory, if you maybe sit here.
After truffling success, time for the mains. But first, Bubble have another surprise. They've scented the napkins with personally tailored oil perfume. So for Jury, it's the all-important coconut.
Coconut scented towel.
Oh, nice. I love coconut. Oh. Wow.
And
Jury's husband likes trees. So his towel smells of trees.
Thank you.
So this will be a really lovely touch for your guests. There'll be one overriding scent that you know your guests are probably a real fan of, whether it's something woody, whether it's something citrus or floral, and we can really tailor the scent to your guests' specific tastes.
Chef Jens has a budget of over £1,000 a head, so the fish course, up next, spares no expense.
So the Ossietro caviar is about £1,600 a kilo, so obviously that costs a fair bit. King crab is a really premium product, over £100 for an actual crab.
And of course, it's all topped off with a sheet of edible, yet tasteless, gold leaf.
So although it's quite a small dish, it adds up, it's worth a fair bit.
But with the next two courses, there's a problem. The burrata ball looks a bit like the octopus carpaccio.
The presentation is very similar to the tomato dish, and I kind of prefer it if it wasn't a similar presentation, and I can't deter from the tomato dish because it was so divine.
We could represent it and send you images if you want.
It's a tough one. How do we play that one then? You can think about that.
Jury's looking for perfection, but these tough decisions must be made soon.
I think we need to refine a couple of things and make sure it's exactly what she's looking for.
Michael and his team have just 6 days to create a menu that satisfies her every desire. In London, at Jury and Adrian's home, the big night has arrived for bubble food. With 3 chefs, 5 waiters, an event manager, and freshly baked personalised buns, a night like this costs well over £1,000 a head.
We need to blend into the background, we need to be very quiet. The focus is on Jory entertaining with her guests. We don't want anything to detract from that.
I'm hoping for every single one of our friends that walks through the door to be wowed by every taste sensation that they have. And I can't wait to give my friends this experience. We're going to have so much fun.
In southwest London, guests are arriving at Jury and Adrian's house to celebrate their 17th wedding anniversary.
Cheers.
Caterers Bubble have been working for weeks on this £10,000 food extravaganza.
You know Adrian, of course.
Head chef Jens and his team are adding real wood smoke to the sea trout starter.
So they get a nice waft of smoke just before they eat their nice smoked sea trout canapé.
Anyhow, so I kind of made my way around and found him and did my thing.
That doesn't last long, so it's time for the bespoke woodland truffling experience, complete with pig noises.
So basically, you put these headphones on, and it's the sound of foraging in the forest while you're eating these truffles.
Are you joking?
It's wicked. It's so wicked. Wait, does that mean it's so wicked?
There's pigs! I'm in the forest! They're snorting!
That's the last train.
Taste sensation.
Really good. The sound effects really add.
And you're talking really loud, Tom.
Yeah, really good. Thank you. Amazing.
Wow. It's genius. It's a genius idea. Tonight has already been a success based on one canapé.
With the canapes all gobbled up, hands and faces all cleansed with a personally scented hand towel, it's time to read tonight's menu with a magnifying glass. It's been shrunk and printed on edible paper.
This is an umami bomb, yeah? So, but if you take your looking glass and you look on that little piece of paper, that's your entire menu for the evening.
That's brilliant!
Tonight, Bubble are serving more than just food. It's entertainment on a plate.
I've always liked fun with my food, I think. It's balsamico vinegar. You think it's like caviar, but it's not.
And Jury's guests are suitably wowed.
Exquisite. It's delicious. It works.
It's been an evening that will do Jury's reputation in London society nothing but good.
I'd say it's the most extraordinary, inventive and experiential supper I've ever been invited to.
It's been amazing. It's been very good. Much more than expected, in fact, and I think everybody here has been absolutely blown away.
At a mere £10,000, it's a wedding anniversary to remember for Jury and Adrian.
When you actually meet someone you know that that's the right person, then 17 years is a very short time. 17 years goes by very quickly.
It's been a good, fun ride.
Yeah.